Hey, welcome to Dog Talk Live for training. It will be Fun Day Friday. I try to make Friday my fun day. If the dogs hit the marks they're supposed to hit during the week, and just let them run around and be dogs. Look at it as an attitude building type thing that really brings their attitudes up, helps them get more in tune and excited and ready to go. My house dogs think every day is Fun Day Friday. They want to go out and swim in the pond all the time. They then get put on administrative suspension and put in a crate with a towel until they dry off because we don't let them in the house when they're soaked. They don't like that, but what are you going to do? So we've got Memphis here. She is, of course, my co-host for Dog Talk Live. Hope everyone enjoys looking at the back of her head because she does not realize she's supposed to look at the camera. Again, she is my little buddy. She is my personal dog, and she is quite the character, as many dogs are. They all have different personalities. They all are so fun to have around, and Memphis is definitely probably one of the biggest troublemakers I've ever owned. She's jumping around on my stomach to get herself sitting up. Yeah, she definitely. Well, there she goes. Now she's got to go attack Scarlet and play with the toy. She definitely has a lot of personality, so it is a fun thing to have her in the house. Scarlet is also she thinks she's a co-host for Dog Talk Live. She'll probably be back in a minute. But hey, rules for Dog Talk Live. Let us know where you're from. Way to go, Braden. Checking in. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what questions you have. If you have any questions about training, puppies, or hunting. We love to help people get involved with dogs and in the sport of dogs in the field. So it is a fun thing to do. We are, again, I'm going to work with a couple of dogs. I have a couple of dogs that don't have a great water entry. They kind of are apprehensive to go in the water still. Our ponds are deep right away. So I'll probably take them over on an area in the wetland that has a more gradual pitch to it, throw bumpers for them. When I tap dogs out and I'm just trying to encourage them to get them to charge into the water, I don't put it under a formal thing where I am having them sit and waiting and releasing on their name. I actually just let them run around like goofballs and have fun so they think they're having fun, when in general I am training in a sense because I'm letting them build confidence. So that is something that I do. I don't know if other trainers do, but I try to build as much confidence in the dogs as I can, so that you are then in a position where you have to rein them in and they have lots of go. So that is what we're working on today. Overall, the dogs have done great. We have had a very wet week, so the acres of Soggy Acres are quite soggy. That is supposed to continue this weekend into tonight. I know we have a litter of puppies going home. Yeah, that are doing great. It's a black litter. They go home this weekend to their families. And then we have, we're looking forward to our first set of dogs. We do two groups in training. We do a group of 6, and then we got a group of 10 coming in the next group because my son's going to help me this year. Callahan is going to be the assistant dog trainer. We've got one group going home the end of May, and the other group is coming in. Where has our year gone? It's just crazy how fast things have gone by. There's just been so much stuff going on, but such is life. I guess it's always something. There's always some drama, but this year the spring has rolled by super fast. So then I'll get my next group in, and they will be here from June until September, and then they will go home. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to hearing your questions. So please let me know where you're from. Let me know what questions you have. We have South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Oregon. 50 degrees in Oregon. Today, Mark, we are going to be, I think we're about 65 right now. We're heading to 75. Our weather in Wisconsin, I am so pumped. It is going to go from where we have been in the 40s and 50s, 40s more than 50s, and it is going to be up into the 70s and 80s. I think we only have a couple of days that are not above 70, and those are still in the 60s. So we will get our grass growing. We will get our wetland sucking up water so I'm not as flooded. We will have our other property. We'll have our marsh growing up around our duck blinds. We will be getting those ready soon too. just a great time of year. I love summer. I'm not a huge fan of super hot. I don't like when it is 80, 85 degrees. I'm more of the 75-degree kind of guy. I'm kind of fat, kind of old, so that works for me. But if it is hot, you just go out and you train early. It's funny because I will train later when it's cold in the morning, and I will train earlier when it's warm. If it is really warm, the thing to keep in mind when you're training in a warm temperature area is even when you're doing water work, you have to watch the dogs for overheating. When you have dogs in water and you're doing your work, that water temperature is probably in the degree range if it's a hot area. When you are putting them and it's 95 degrees, people will work them in water and think they can work them unlimited. You can't. If that water is 80, 85 degrees because it's like bath water, the dogs are not getting a cooling factor from it. And when they come out of the water, then they're really getting a double whammy because it's a lot hotter outside. So be safe with the dogs. What I do in summer when it's really warm is I will train first thing before we do breakfast, get training out of the way, and then give the dogs breakfast. And then in the evening, we'll do our evening train. If it's super hot, I will actually only work with dogs at the level that we're working in the morning. We'll just do extra work in the morning. Sometimes you're getting up 6 o'clock and working even earlier. So that is our game plan here when we work with dogs. Let's see here. Nicole, Black River Falls. Have a good time getting out of the city up into Black River Falls. I can't wait for Memorial Day weekend. We are headed up to our other property that is up by the historic Horicon Marsh. It's a beautiful area. Love it up there. I can sit out and just watch ducks and deer and geese and egrets and herons fly by pretty much all morning as I drink my coffee. So it's a wonderful thing to see. Good morning from Omaha. Braden, we did some training. We did some treat training with Bella. She's doing amazing. That's awesome, Braden. Braden is using treats for training. I'm a huge proponent of that when dogs are young. At a point, you do need to transition from where you're doing your treats as praise and reward to just when you are giving praise. As guys, we are terrible at it. We tell a dog, good dog. It's all in your voice inflection. It's all in your body language. Get down so you have an approachable look to the dog and tell the dog, good dog, good voice inflection, make it sound happy. It is akin to when someone is going in to see their boss and their boss says, hey, I got to talk to you. As a person, you know that you are in trouble. As a dog, it is the same thing. Good voice inflection, inviting body posture, that is what's going to get a better reaction from your dog and a better training attitude. Hello, John and Debbie in Racine. All right. Josh, realizing how inept I am with training techniques. As my girl Duchess passed away in January from cancer, I am taking this time without a hunting to become a better leader. Any reading materials, books, websites you recommend above all else? I used, Josh, the book I used was Tritronics Retriever Training, which was, I believe it's Lou and Phyllis Dobbs. That was a great book for me. It was a step-by-step process that were very short steps that were concise and simple so that my simple mind could understand them and I could progress through the training. I know Tom Dokken has a very good book that people like. I have the DVD series from Mike Lardy, Total Retriever. That is more expensive. I've got the marking one too, so those are quite expensive. But a lot of the training is, is similar. So my suggestion to people is always find a good, well-written or well-produced training program so that you can follow it step by step and you understand it. You don't want to have broad steps where you're doing a huge concept that has multiple steps in it in one page of a book or of a DVD series. You want things explained where it's really dumbed down. Especially when you've got simpler steps in your training process, that is going to help you when you run into issues. It's really easy to put a book out, training a dog, but follow, because not every dog is the perfect dog. I train, for hunting training, probably in the neighborhood of 12 to 18 dogs a year. Obedience training, I train probably 30 to 40 dogs. When you are dealing with hunting training dogs, Never are they the same. I still remember my first dog was Lily Bell. My second dog was Dixie Bell. Dixie was a daughter of Lily. Complete opposites in training. Lily was hard-headed, would run through a brick wall, and you had to constantly be on her with pressure. Dixie, if you put too much pressure on her, would completely fall apart. So it was totally different working with either dog. I actually screwed Dixie up in the beginning of training because I tried to train her like I trained Lily, because that's what made sense to me. And that is not what you're supposed to do. You need to make sure that you treat these dogs as individuals and really monitor the dog for how they're taking pressure, how they're taking praise, and develop your training plan with that dog accordingly. So I hope that helps. All right, we got a bunch of people checking in. Caleb from Paducah, Kentucky. How do I keep my dog to keep her mark and eventually teach her the double retrieve? Caleb, if you go on our YouTube website, youtube.com/sportingdogadventurestv, I have videos on teaching marking, and I have videos on teaching a double marked retrieve. Basic gist: if you want a dog to learn how to mark better distances, if it is open ground, you can put out a white bucket. The dog will focus on that white bucket and draw them to it, or you can have it where they are marking on a fixed object like a tree or a bush where the bumper is going down. The big thing there is you need to have someone else that is throwing your marks for you when you're getting out more distance. Dogs struggle and they all come up and pull up short at about 40 yards, and then they go into their hunt mode because that is how far you're throwing it. We don't throw much farther than that, so dogs always assume that must be where it is. So that's why a dog, when something is thrown farther, really struggles, or a bird goes down farther, really struggles. It's like they hit a brick wall because of the fact that they just haven't seen that. It's called stretching your dog out. I use a white bucket on open ground. It really helps get the dogs so that they're driving through, and you will see them slow down. And the one that I put up, it's how to teach your dog to mark better. You'll actually see the dog. I don't cheat and use dogs that are fully trained on my videos. I actually struggle with some of the videos because I will put them out and have a dog that's young. But this dog slowed down, struggled, went into a hunt, kind of went to the bucket. You could see the dog was being pulled by the bucket because it knew that's where it was, but it still pulled up short because that's where it should be. The second time, the dog went right to the white bucket and grabbed it. And that is how you stretch your dog out. Hope that helps. Let's see. You're welcome. Again, as you guys are checking in, let us know where you are from. Let us know what questions you have. We love getting people on here and talking dogs. Dog Talk Live usually goes 15 to 30 minutes. We try to keep it at that point. I try to do them every day of the week if I can. Missed yesterday. Had a minor family thing I had to deal with. It is incumbent on us as trainers to talk and to help recruit new people into our sport. There are many people out there that would love more than nothing to see our sport ended and to see the breeding of purebred dogs done. There is a Facebook page I saw yesterday. It was Humane Society of the United States. They will use all of their posts to raise money. About 1% of their money goes to actual rescues, and the other 99% goes to paying the people that work there as well as attorneys for filing lawsuits to try to end the practice of dog breeding. I'm not anti rescue, but I am pro purebred, and the adopt don't shop movement is BS. It is garbage that people are being guilted and laws are being enacted to stop people that are breeding purebred dogs. All of the things that we love about our dogs, about dogs in general, are there because someone as a breeder bred that into that dog. So that is great that everyone loves dogs. You have to realize that breeders are the reason that dogs are so wonderful. This is Scarlett. She wants to be on the show now. Let's see here. We will get her up here. She is my big play dog, and Memphis is now biting her, and the plane is on. It is on. So I guess that would be the end of things. For everyone else, let's see. Rommel is walking through that way. Rommel just walked through, so I hope everyone got to see Rommel. Rommel is now 14 and a half, so he is not eating green bananas, as we say, but still doing great. His biggest fault is that his back end doesn't work real well, and he will actually stand around and not want to miss anything to detriment of his own health. So we have to work with Rommel, be smart for Rommel, and make sure that Rommel's getting rest as well as exercise. All right, let us know if you have any more questions. We're getting to the end of it. Good morning, Sherry. Good to see you. Let me know what questions you have. If you are coming on and watching this after Dog Talk Live, feel free to put a question up on this post as a comment. I will always come back and check them. You can also email me. Hey, stop with the water. Always get dogs drinking water. You can also email me, sportingdogtv@gmail.com, so that you can get your questions out. We love talking to people about dogs. We love trying to help people get involved in the sport that I love. I will be putting up a post later today. Conquest Scents is a company that is a great company. I have worked with them. They were very big supporters of mine on our TV show. I do not have them as a sponsor anymore, but I contacted them because I want to help them because they are really struggling with the pandemic and businesses being shut down. If you go to conquestscents.com and use the code word Soggy Acres, you will get 10% off their training scents. They have the bird down training scents. I use them here at my kennel. Again, conquestscents.com, code Soggy Acres. I'm going to actually put that up as a comment. What a great idea. Let's see, www.conquestscents.com. Use code Soggy Acres for 10% off your order. Train like you play. You want the dogs to find bird scent. It's always a great thing with puppies and dogs to put a little scent on their on your training items. They're a wax-based scent for training bumpers. It stays on for probably a week with what I do. So if you put it on yours, you do it every week to 2 weeks. It will be something that you can really help to enhance your training and help your dogs learn. All right, so let's see here. Let's see, are the Roughland kennels good kennels? John, yeah, they are. Roughland kennels are good kennels. They're good people as well. Doug's a good guy, the owner. I have, what do we have in our kennel? We've got Lucky Duck. I wanted kennels. The Roughland ones were a little bit too tall. I've got a drawer system in my truck, so I needed something that would fit in my truck that I could still pull out. So I went with more of a short, fat kennel. So they're a little bit wider, but a little bit shorter. But yes, Roughland are good. All right, there's our order. So we're pretty much at the end of it. We're going to give last call to questions. Last call to questions. Going, and gone. So we are going to end Dog Talk Live today. I'll be back on Monday. Again, we have a litter going home this weekend, so always a great day when you send a bunch of babies to their new homes. That'll be a fun weekend for us. Also fun because I got less work to do. I hope everyone has a wonderful, blessed weekend. It's supposed to be great weather, hopefully at least up here in Wisconsin. Get out of the house. Go enjoy the outdoors. Even if you have everything shut down, go for a walk. Get out. It's good for your soul. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. God bless.